All right, Antoine, when Harden is playing like that, when the team around him is this healthy, how dangerous can the Rockets be?
I wasn't big on the Rockets, but after last night and really kind of evaluating their team, they're very dangerous. And they're dangerous because they added some key pieces, if they're healthy, going into the playoffs. I love the pickup of Iman Shumpert. If he gets healthy, he gives some defensive presence out there. Kenneth Faried was a great pickup. This guy ain't played in 2 years, so he's playing with a chip on his shoulder. He's playing motivational basketball. He gives them a lot of energy and effort, which they're going to need if you play a Golden State team. And then they are the one team that can give Golden State problems. They're going to make Steph Curry and DeMarcus Cousins guard. The Houston Rockets are probably one of the few teams in the league that can force them to guard. So that's going to be Chris Paul being aggressive on the offensive end. He got a role, Clint Capella doing what he did last year, finishing around the basket, even Kenneth Faried. So I like what they got. And I also like to pick up Austin Rivers. I think he's a solid guy that can also get them good production come playoff time.
Austin Rivers was awesome yesterday. The Harden's going to get the headlines, understandably. 58 points, 8 rebounds, 10 assists. But Austin Rivers, I think, was 7 of 8 from the field. They did it without Eric Gordon. But I'm curious for all the folks out there, either fans or media, that have been trying to discredit what James Harden's been doing over the last 5 years and even this year. What's the excuse going to be this morning? Wasn't efficient enough? Well, he was 50% from the field, he was over 40% from 3, and he was 100% from the free throw line. Did it in garbage time? No, they needed every last point of it in a big comeback down 21 at one point. Like, what are we going to use to discredit this one? Here, can we show America the gap between Harden's year and that's not another player, that's the whole league. He's averaging 36.6 a night. The next best is 28.6. His longest 30-point streak was 32 games. The next best is 5. Wow. He's got 6 50-point games. The rest of the league combined has 8, and nobody has more than 1. What he is doing, we've never seen, and I will say it again, if other guys could do it, they would do it. His team is top 5 in the NBA in wins since this incredible, I know it's no longer a streak, but this 35-game run began. He is going to finish first or second in the MVP. He is willing his team to it, and nobody can slow him down. Nobody can stop him.
And we kept saying when he was 5 games, 10 games into the 30-point streak, well, how long can he, how sustainable is this really?
Yes.
Well, clearly this is sustainable. Whether you know, he's got Chris Paul there or not, he still continues to do it, but now, you know, they've got a healthy team around him.
Yeah, we are later in the season, and typically, Nick could tell you, if I get more information, we can change our opinion. We didn't think that he had the overall stamina. And the reason why I think it can be effective, you make a great point as far as what Houston can do. Because most basketball teams, they're not going to be patient enough to believe in what the game plan is. But with the analytics and how Daryl Morey and how Houston and their coach run their offense, they can orchestrate and they can dictate to Golden State with Cousins when he's on the court and Steph Curry, which Steph Curry, this has been the plan. But typically, because NBA teams have tried to do that to them before, you just couldn't keep up with them scoring the ball. Houston has that mean combination of they have the offensive game plan because, and the reason why I like Harden doing it compared to a center, say if this was Joel Embiid, in the playoffs, I believe they're going to foul him more. What Harden is doing, I believe he can do in the playoffs in the style for which they've played. Head-to-head matchups, no one wants to give Houston credit for how good they've been against the Golden State Warriors the last year and a half.
8-5 in the last 2 years against Golden State.
And in the actual MVP, what we got to think about is usually the MVP voting goes to a team that wins 60, 65 games. That player plays great, which is probably what Giannis is going to do. But when you have a season like James Harden is having, we may not never see this again. It's hard not to pick him as MVP, kind of like Westbrook's MVP season. We hadn't seen a guy average a triple-double in a long time since Oscar Robertson. So that's why I think James Harden is going to win MVP. I had Giannis over him. I was giving him no credit. But what he's doing is unbelievable. Last night, when he does it with the efficiency that he does it with, it makes it look even more special.
Listen, we got a quarter of the season left, and this MVP, I think, is going to come down to the last week of the year. It is jostled back and forth between Harden and Giannis. Paul George made a brief appearance, but it's really between Harden and Giannis the last 6 weeks.
Yes.
I had Giannis as the leader yesterday morning. Harden might be the leader this morning. Like, I think it's going to go back and forth like that. Chris, you asked Antoine during the break something that I want to ask him now. How is he doing it? Like, what are you seeing from James Harden to what has he unlocked that nobody else honestly in NBA history has been able to unlock.
I think when they changed the rules to no hand checking, he's the best offensive player we've had because he's taken the rules and put it to his advantage. When you think about how he gets to the free throw line, his ability to make three-point shots, he's not a bad three-point shooter. I mean, he has nights where he's horrible from the line, but he made 8 threes last night, so that makes it hard, and he's left-handed. So that plays a big part. People don't understand that. Everybody talks about his step back. It's a walk. He's just left-handed, so it's awkward because we don't see it a lot from a left-handed player. But he is the best offensive player under the new rules. When they took the hand checking away, and I've never seen a guy do this the way he does it on a consistent basis. And for some odd reason, these teams don't want to double team him. You know, for whatever reason that is, I think 32 games straight with 30 points would make you double team him. But they don't want to double team. He's going to continue at this pace.
Yeah, you have to be so proud of how he's grown his game. His ability to be able to dribble the ball with both hands, because he was just a jump shooter before. He's not the most athletic, but the durability to finish at the hoop, left and right-handed, those are the things. He has grown his game into the player that we've seen.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from First Things First, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.